This is the CasiOak GA2100 and next to it is the new SKMEI 2328. The Casio was released in 2019 while the SKMEI came out in June 2024. To be fair, it's not just 5-year difference. SKMEI was established in 2010 whereas Casio dates back to 1946 with their first watch, the 1974 Casiotron. At this point, SKMEI is like a young kid learning from more mature brands like Casio. In 2024, SKMEI introduced a new logo featuring a more serious font and a red chevron underneath resembling a pair of wings. This is a notable improvement over the previous logo, which seemed more suited for kids' product. Additionally, they also have new slogan, "Just Watch Me," almost as if responding to critics and the status quo. This model, once again, clearly inspired by other brands and models. The body case and bezel resemble the B&R BR05, while the side profile and buttons look like from Timex Command Encounter, along with the hour and minute hands. As for the dial layout, it could be from Timex, but I will credit the CasiOak GA2100 as the original. Overall, it combines several design elements that somehow fit nicely, except for the band, which I will discuss later. The size is leaning toward the larger end. The case width is 44.8mm, the lug-to-lug length is 51.5mm, the case thickness 14.3mm, making it sit quite tall on the wrist. It is powered by a CR2016 battery, but there's no information on the battery life. It is waterproof up to 50 meters, and SKMEI listed functions world time, chronograph, 5 alarms, date, week display, EL backlight, 12 24-hour clock, countdown timer, and daylight saving time. And as usual, there are no information on the monthly accuracy. Now about the case and bezel. As mentioned, the case shape resembles the Bell & Ross BR05 with a square bezel on a cushion-shaped case. The bezel is slightly taller than the resin crystal, providing just a bit of protection. It also has 4 rivet patterns on the ABS plastic bezel, which would look much cooler if they were real bolts, although that might increase the price. The 4 buttons are protected by the case, preventing accidental presses. They have a textured surface, making them easy to grip and press, though I had to adjust my finger position slightly to push through the button guard. The layout is similar to the Timex Command Encounter, with the light button on the upper left, start and stop button on the upper right, reset and adjust button on the lower right, and the mode button on the lower left. Personally, I find Casio's layout more intuitive, with the light button on the top right for the index finger. Now about the backplate, it is stainless steel with 4 screws and is slightly bulging, which is common with many SKMEI models. The strap is made from flexible resin, but it is relatively thin compared to the case and lacks any wave pattern. It features the text Sport, but seems a bit unconvincing. The lug connection width is 18mm and it uses a generic stainless steel buckle. The issue with the band is that it's more of a sleek, lightweight, sporty design, while the watch itself looks tough and rugged. A wave pattern and a thicker material would have been an improvement. Now the note is that both sides of the band are almost similar in length, where typically the buckle side is much shorter. The watch face includes analog hour and minute hands, with a digital subdial for the day of the week on the left and a 2-line digital display on the lower right, similar to the GA2100. There are also several markings including world time and countdown that feel unnecessary. Okay, about the analog part, the minute hand moves every 20 seconds, and the hands themselves are designed similarly to those on the Timex Command Encounter. The hands assembly looks neat and they feature a loom, which we will discuss later. A significant improvement over the previous review, 2091, is that now the hands can move counterclockwise. Now the day digital subdial. It has indices positioned outward like Timex, but the hand is digital. However, the cramped day markings with small letters and tight spacing, making it difficult to read. Additionally, the hour and minute hands sometimes cover the subdial, adding to the frustration. Next is the negative digital display. It is quite crisp, but comes with limited viewing angles. It looks cool, but it's either loved or hated due to its readability. And then there's the HND indicator that is based on the GA2100 to notify when the hands are not pointing the correct time in adjust mode or hand shift. But until now, I find no actual function in the SKMEI 2328. Now let's talk about the modes. First is the timekeeping. In this mode, you can use the top right button to switch the LCD view for month, date, or hour, minute. And then the world time, you can use the top right button to scroll through the cities of the time zones. And then stopwatch, you can use the top right button to start and stop, and the lower right button to reset. The next one is the timer. You can set the hour, minute, and second, and you can use the top right button to start stop and lower right button to reset. And then the alarm mode, it has 5 alarms and also the hourly signal. When switching modes, there's a high tone for the timekeeping, which is good, but no quick access by holding the mode button and no more LCD check function. Now let's talk about low light usability. The lume is bright and does the job for a low cost watch. And then the backlight is only for the digital display, but it has good brightness. It's bright enough and no washout like the previous model that we reviewed. And there's no backlight for the analog section, but that's not much of an issue, since the digital display also has the time. Speaking about the setting and interface, the menu structure is similar to the GA2100, but it lacks the LCD check and quick home access features. Now about the comfort. The strap is flexible and comfortable, though the case is quite thick, making the watch sit tall and feel slightly unbalanced on the wrist. It doesn't have a wave pattern for air circulation, but the overhang provides some airflow, though not in the best way. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. On the good side, it is one of the coolest SKMEI design aside from the band, and then it has an improved logo, it has a very competitive price, and now the hands can move counterclockwise, and that's a great thing, and it has a good backlight for the digital display. On the other side, the day subdial is hard to read due to the cramped spacing, and then the resin band is too thin and doesn't match the tough style of the watch. And then the HND indicator has no function, and then the analog hands sometimes cover the day dial and digital display, and it has no hand shift feature, and then the negative display is not the best for legibility. Now, in conclusion, the SKMEI 2328 is a mixed bag of improvements and shortcomings, especially the tiny day markings. However, if you have sharp eyes or don't need to read the day of the week often, then this watch is a solid choice. On the other hand, I believe SKMEI is moving in the right direction with its new logo, better movement, and design improvements. It may not be long before they come up with a model that's uniquely their own, with better build quality and improved accuracy. I hope you found this review helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more in-depth reviews, tutorials, and budget watch related content. Thank you for watching and have a great day.